Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the WWE 2K25 Universe Mode Series, and we're kicking off Friday Night SmackDown with the greatest of all time. It is John Cena. So John Cena still on pursuit of that 17th World Championship, trying to break the record. However, he did fail back at Survivor Series in that gauntlet match to try and secure his spot at SummerSlam in the main event. It was CM Punk, the man who walked out victorious. But interestingly enough, John Cena was actually eliminated by none other than Cody Rhodes during that gauntlet match. But let's see what John Cena has got to say here this evening.
Survivor Series. 30 men entered that gauntlet match. 30 men all fighting for that chance to main event SummerSlam. And I failed. I feel like I let you all down. And I hear the talk. I hear Randy Orton, our winged eagle champion, saying my name over and over again, like I'm living rent-free in his head. But that's not what I came out here for. That's not what's weighing on me. What's weighing on me is this farewell tour. I came back, I said I was going to make history. 17 world championships. But standing here tonight, after Survivor Series, I can't help but wonder, maybe, just maybe, this whole thing was a mistake.
What? Hold on a minute. Oh my goodness. Well, Karrion Kross is here. And so far in this Universe Mode series, he has been playing some mind games with Cody Rhodes, but John Cena just speaking about maybe how he failed back at Survivor Series, and maybe this farewell tour is a mistake. But let's see what Karrion Kross has got to say.
You know you messed up, right? But you can still fix it, John. There's an easy way out of all this. Take the deal, John.
What deal?
Really, John. You're gonna act like you don't know what I'm talking about. The final boss, John.
Oh, what? Oh my word. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, is here. And Cody Rhodes is the man who eliminated both men that are standing in the ring right now, Karrion Kross and John Cena, back at Survivor Series in that gauntlet match. And Cody Rhodes was in the final two and fell just short of CM Punk, unfortunately, and couldn't quite secure his spot at SummerSlam. But let's see what the American Nightmare has got to say here this evening.
What are you smiling at, huh? Didn't I drop your ass in that gauntlet match at Survivor Series? John, I need you to come out here. Man to man. Face to face. You may want that 17th World Championship, but under my watch, it won't happen. It can't happen. Because I have to finish my story.
Oh, blah, blah, blah. Cody, still going on about your little story? Yeah, you eliminated me at Survivor Series. And sure, you eliminated this man too. And Cody, you had your shot at King of the Ring. But you blew it. We've been over this. You want that championship? You know what you need to do.
You didn't let me finish. Yeah, I failed at Survivor Series, but I have one final opportunity. That's right. Later tonight, I will be competing in a King of the Ring quarterfinal match. I still have my chance. I still have my opportunity to punch my ticket to SummerSlam.
Oh, wait. You were serious? My bad. John, unless you plan on taking that deal with the final boss, kiss that 17th World Championship goodbye.
Well, Karrion Kross playing some mind games with John Cena here. And hold on a second. What is Karrion Kross doing? Standing between Cody Rhodes and John Cena here.
Take the deal.
Wait, what?
You know what you need to do.
Karrion Kross is playing mind games with both John Cena and Cody Rhodes. But Cody Rhodes, he just told him he knows what he needs to do. What is Cody doing? He's...
John, I'm sorry.
Wait, what? What is Cody doing? Oh, hold on a second. Cody Rhodes, it looked like for a minute, was thinking about maybe attacking John Cena. It seemed like Karrion Kross.
Hey, man. Hey, man. He's not worth it.
Oh my word, it seemed like Karrion Kross was trying to get in the head of Cody Rhodes and get him to attack John Cena here. But instead, John Cena seems to have maybe distracted Cody Rhodes at the worst possible moment. And now Karrion Kross with his hands on Cody Rhodes here. John Cena trying to help out Cody Rhodes. A little bit reluctant though. Hold on a second.
Take the deal.
Well, what on earth is happening here? And ladies and gentlemen, as we move on with the show, we have the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions out here on Friday Night SmackDown for tag team action. They have some surprise opponents here tonight. And Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford are the two who walked out of Survivor Series successful. However, it must be said about the whole rope break situation which Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa brought up back on Monday Night Raw. They seem to believe that someone within the WWE may have something against DIY and they may be trying to stop DIY from reaching the top of the mountain once again. But Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford here tonight in tag team action. The titles are not on the line here this evening, but their opponents, if they are successful, they could potentially have an argument as to why maybe they should be fighting for the gold next. The Street Profits did of course state that they are finished with DIY now. They believe that they put DIY in their rear view mirror. So let's see who the Street Profits are about to come up against here this evening. Oh my goodness. Well, look who it is. making their debut here on Friday Night SmackDown in WWE 2K25's Universe mode. It is Fraxium. Well, interestingly enough, they seem to be just soaking in the moment here. Nathan Frazier into the ring now. So Fraxium getting their first opportunity here in Universe mode. And what an opportunity it is. Could they potentially derail the undisputed champions and maybe earn themselves a future title shot? We'll have to see how things go this evening. But what a surprise this is. Let's get this tag team action underway. So Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins just talking a bit of strategy here. They seem a little bit tense, but Fraxium looking much more relaxed as the bell rings and a big right hand by Montez Ford right out the gates. But Axiom now taking Montez Ford down to the canvas. The crowd going absolutely wild here. The ovation for Fraxium is something else. Really getting behind Axiom now. Out on the apron, off of the springboard, looking for the missile dropkick, couldn't connect with it. Montez Ford now sending Axiom into the corner. Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford about to double team here. Into a double arm drag. Looking to thwart the momentum which is held by Fraxium right now. Now some ground and pound here, just striking away at the head of Axiom. The Street Profits seem maybe a little bit frustrated right now. Perhaps at the fact that it's a big surprise for them to come up against Fraxium here tonight, and the crowd definitely seem to be more behind Fraxium than they are the Street Profits, despite the fact that the Street Profits are the undisputed champions. Big clubbing blow to the back of the neck there by Angelo Dawkins. Montez Ford back into the ring. And Axiom had a good start to this match, but I mean, he's been taken down and maybe even put in his place right now. The Street Profits with some quick tags here. And hold on a second, what's going on here? Well, Axiom has been caught. And oh my goodness, Angelo Dawkins targeting the spine of Axiom. And now into the cover, looking for a quick victory here to put quick work out of Fraxium, but no. Big kick out found there. There's Angelo Dawkins up to the second rope now. And he's going to fly into a double axe handle. And Angelo Dawkins is not messing about here, using his power. Just manhandling Axiom right now. Nathan Frazier hasn't even been able to get into this matchup just yet. Into an armbar now, but a big elbow. Right on the jaw. And now sent into the corner. And now Nathan Frazier can finally get himself into this matchup. Big right hand to the midsection. Nathan Frazier going to look to utilize his speed here, you would imagine. And dropping Angelo Dawkins on the back of his neck. This is well and truly speed versus power between these two teams. Now back into the corner again, looking for a tag perhaps, but Angelo Dawkins fighting his way out of the corner. Not sure how wise it would have been for Nathan Frazier to get that tag, because Axiom took a lot of punishment already. And now sent into the corner. And now the Street Profits. Oh my word. And the Street Profits could be looking to put an end to this matchup already. Over the top, into the blockbuster. Montez Ford hooking a leg for the victory. The undisputed champions, but no, just a 1 count found on Nathan Frazier. Of course, there hasn't been much damage done to him, but usually that move from the Street Profits puts everyone away. Now sent into the corner. Tag made. Axiom back into the ring here. Quick strikes by Fraxium. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Double foot stomp to the back of the neck. The strikes were so quick it was hard to keep up. Now slamming Montez Ford down to the mat. And Axiom out onto the apron once again. Perhaps thinking about flying once more. Into the missile dropkick, connecting this time. Right on the button of Montez Ford. Now Ford sent into the corner. Nathan Frazier into the ring. And off the ropes. And into a double shoulder tackle. Montez Ford, though, back to his feet. Now he's using his quickness here and accidentally striking the ref there. Montez Ford was asking the ref briefly if he's okay. The referee seems to have snapped back into it, though, quickly. Luckily for Montez Ford. Now Angelo Dawkins, the legal man here for the Street Profits, looking to manhandle Nathan Frazier, but couldn't quite do so. Nathan Frazier, though, up to the top rope into a moonsault, connecting. Wiping out Angelo Dawkins. The pace of Nathan Frazier is something else here. As now he just looks to slow down the pace here. And into a standing shooting star press. Nathan Frazier up to the top rope once again. Could he be thinking about putting a finish to the matchup, looking for the frog splash, but he eats a big boot instead. Angelo Dawkins into the spine buster, stacking him up for the victory. Looking for the win. No. Axiom did make his way into the ring, but I feel he may have been too late. But luckily for him, Nathan Frazier was able to kick out. As now Montez Ford tagging himself in. The Street Profits working oh so well together. That is why they're the undisputed champions after all. Angelo Dawkins with a swing and a miss there, but now Nathan Frazier dropping Montez Ford on the back of his neck. Now, sent into the corner goes Montez Ford. An even matchup this one between these two teams. Despite the fact that Fraction are basically getting their first opportunity here. Now, oh my word, like a missile sent into the corner. Nathan Frazier. It's now Axiom with a bit of a cheap shot there on Angelo Dawkins, but over the top rope, and well, I'm not sure. I think that maybe Axiom may have caught Montez Ford. Oh my word, no way. Oh my goodness, into a Mexican destroyer on the outside. Well, this has surely got to be all over. Axiom needs to get Montez Ford back in the ring. If he can do so, this one could be all over. Angelo Dawkins, though, trying to play interference here. Onto a 5 count. Axiom taking out Angelo Dawkins. Montez Ford has had a little bit of time to recover here. Axiom back into the ring. Montez Ford looking to take advantage. Montez Ford planting Axiom in the corner. And well, Angelo Dawkins may have just saved Montez Ford just there. Montez Ford now, what is he going for? Montez Ford into the neck breaker, connecting quickly into the cover, hooking the leg. What a distraction, almost paying off for the Street Profits. Angelo Dawkins on the outside played interference at the perfect opportunity. He may have turned this matchup on its head. And now another tag here, looking for another double team perhaps. Oh my word, into a spine buster neck breaker. And now into the cover. The referee a little bit slow here for the victory. No, Axiom able to kick out once again. My goodness. What a tag team matchup this is turning out to be. Fraction pushing the champions to the limit here. Now Montez Ford slamming Axiom down in the corner. Now Montez Ford could be looking to put a finish to this matchup. Montez Ford into the big body splash. It didn't look like he got all of it, but he's hooking the leg into the cover for the victory. No. Axiom just about able to get the shoulder up here. And he needs a tag desperately. Because this big opportunity for Fraction could be about to slip through their fingers if they're not careful. As now, Axiom off of the top rope. Taking out Angelo Dawkins off the apron in the meantime. Big chops here. Big strikes by Axiom. He may need to get the tag. Montez Ford using the ropes to get back to his feet, and wise decision that to bring Nathan Frazier back into the fray here, who's met with a clothesline. Looked like they were both superstars were both going for the same thing there, but into a DDT, and Montez Ford just seems to be one step ahead. There's now the big man, Angelo Dawkins, makes his way into the ring, but a reversal found. Nathan Frazier now with a knee to the side of the head, and up to the top rope again, into the moonsault once again. Nathan Frazier using his speed here as he needs to. And once again, looking for that knee to the side of the head, but Angelo Dawkins was able to avoid it, and now both superstars just bumping into each other. Now Angelo Dawkins slamming Nathan Frazier down to the mat. And now driving his head into the canvas as well. Well, what a start to Friday Night SmackDown this is. Two of the very best teams on the division. Fraction showing up and showing out here. But the champions could be looking to maybe put them away here. As Montez Ford, look at the athleticism here from the Street Profits. As Fraction... Oh my word. Well, I wasn't sure who was the legal man just there, but Montez Ford going a little bit crazy right now. Looks like Axiom wants the tag, and Montez Ford is just simply, well, rubbing it in their face. Looked like Nathan Frazier didn't quite have the energy to shift his body and move towards the corner. Now, once again, Montez Ford teasing, and once again, this time it is Nathan Frazier who falls for it. And Angelo Dawkins now, off of the ropes he goes, big boot connecting right on the jaw of Nathan Frazier, and this one could be all over. Is it going to be enough here? No, Nathan Frazier able to power out. Well, Fraction just about hanging in there. The Street Profits are slowly grinding through the gears. As now, Angelo Dawkins building up momentum and almost sending Nathan Frazier out of the ring. Nathan Frazier playing a little bit of cat and mouse right here. Back into the ring, both superstars go. Into the corner now, looking for a double team perhaps here. And well, this could be all over if they connect with this. Into the brain buster. And then the frog splash connecting. Nathan Frazier heads to the outside and now hooking a leg here. And well, Montez Ford into the ring and just about able to break up the counter. And it seemed like Nathan Frazier wasn't quite able to stop Montez Ford from breaking up the count here. Montez Ford a little bit groggy here, and he needs to be careful because he could be about to get disqualified right here. Montez Ford, hold on a second, sent into the corner, and the referee's continuing to count here. Hold on a second, what's happening here then? Well, Axiom is continuing to beat down in the corner. Not, oh my goodness. Well, I'm not sure how the Street Profits are going to feel about that, because a DQ finish, despite the fact that Axiom was delivering a beatdown on Montez Ford in the corner. And hold on a minute, look who it is. Cora Jade is out here. Oh no. Well, not again. Roxanne Perez once again rubbing salt in the wound of Cora Jade. Just when we thought maybe we were about to hear from Cora Jade here tonight, Roxanne Perez decides to make her way down to the ring, and hopefully now we will finally get an explanation as to what happened at Survivor Series and why Roxanne Perez decided to cost her best friend, her former best friend I guess you should say, in Cora Jade, costing her the Women's United States Championship. Roxanne Perez avoided all of the press last week and especially ignored Byron Saxton on her way into the arena, but let's see what Roxanne Perez has got to say. Hopefully an explanation here.
What's the matter? Did I break your little hearts at Survivor Series? Good. Because I meant every second of it. Let's get one thing straight. Cora Jade never deserved that championship opportunity. Not then, not now, not ever. I am the one who is undefeated. Did you hear that? Undefeated. Not once have I been pinned. Not once have I been beaten. At Bash in Berlin, I wasn't pinned in the Fatal 4-Way, and I had Nia Jax beat if it wasn't for Cora stealing my moment. And 2 weeks ago, ago when I teamed with poor little Cora. Who got the win? Me. Who made the pin? Me. And what did I get for it? I got my spotlight stolen from me again. I got a shove from my so-called partner because Cora Jade is jealous. That's right. Like, she knows the Prodigy is leagues above her. She knows she'll always live in my shadow. And that's why at Survivor Series, I did what needed to be done. I ended her little fairy tale.
Hold on a minute. Well, Cora Jade is here, and Roxanne Perez. Trouble is coming for you, love. And here is Cora Jade into the ring, taking down Roxanne Perez immediately here. And Cora Jade can't seem to keep her hands off of Roxanne Perez at the moment. I'm not surprised, following on from Survivor Series. And a vicious beatdown here from Cora Jade. Roxanne Perez believing that Cora Jade is jealous of the Prodigy. And Roxanne Perez believes that Cora Jade will always be in her shadow. And Roxanne Perez stating that the fact that she is undefeated here in Universe Mode means she deserves the title shot. And she believed that Cora Jade did not deserve that championship title. Hence the turn back at Survivor Series. Well, I mean, Roxanne Perez didn't have to do it that way. She could have maybe even faced Cora Jade at a later date for the championship, but instead, she decided to cost Cora Jade. And I would argue that maybe Roxanne Perez is the one that's jealous. But Cora Jade at the moment, I was just about to say, had an upper hand on Roxanne Perez here. These two just brawling in the middle of the ring. Trying to wear each other down, it seems like. Roxanne Perez off the ropes now. These two are going to know each other so well. Good friends they are. Big elbow by Cora Jade. Cora Jade is not messing about here this evening. She wants to send a message to the Prodigy off of the senton off the top rope. And I mean, the referee is just allowing these two to fight out here. I'm not sure you want to get involved with these two right now, because this is vicious, vicious stuff. And implanted face first is Cora Jade into the canvas. Roxanne Perez, that gritty, vicious side of her coming out here this evening. But Cora Jade is fighting back into this one. And oh my word, Cora Jade was sending a message, utilizing the maneuver used by AJ Lee. But now, well, Roxanne Perez sending Cora Jade to the outside. What is Roxanne Perez thinking here? She's just talking trash to Cora Jade, and Cora Jade is going to make her way back into the ring. I mean, that was an opportunity to maybe separate these two, but the referee hasn't decided to do so. He's still allowing them to fight out here. And I'm surprised there's no security making their way down to the ringside. And face first into that turnbuckle. Things could go from bad to worse here. You have to wonder, when are these two going to stop fighting each other, especially if no security comes out here, as Roxanne Perez into some ground and pound, a Thez press off of the second rope, taking the fight to Cora Jade. And now you have to wonder, has Cora Jade maybe made a big mistake by coming out here and trying to attack Roxanne Perez? Because at the moment, Roxanne Perez seems to be in firm control, and that is not a good thing for Cora Jade, because the Prodigy is looking as vicious as she's ever been before. She seems to be heated and powered by jealousy, as now Cora Jade just seems to be laid out here. She could be in some big trouble. Roxanne Perez now. Oh my word! Roxanne Perez with a senton. Now heading up to the top rope. Someone needs to put an end to this already. Roxanne Perez with a frog splash. Just inflicting more and more punishment here. The referee needs to put a stop to this. There's Roxanne Perez. Oh, Cora Jade fighting back into it again. And Cora Jade now hooking the arms. DDT connecting from Cora Jade. And I mean, she's not finished there. She's continuing the beatdown here. Roxanne Perez though, back to her feet. These two just don't want to stop fighting here this evening. We need some security down at ringside, because I don't think these two are going to stop. And now Cora Jade just crawling into the corner here. As Roxanne Perez just talking trash and a couple of slaps across the face here. And now Roxanne Perez into the corner with the European uppercut. And it sounds like the WWE Universe, a small portion of the WWE Universe, were actually on Roxanne's side here this evening, which is interesting. And now Roxanne Perez playing up to the WWE Universe, just bowing to the crowd here this evening. Double axe handle connecting to Cora Jade. And Cora Jade is in deep, deep trouble because the Prodigy is having her way with Cora Jade right now. Into the steel steps, rib first, and oh my word. No, we really need some security out here because Roxanne Perez has that look in her eye here. And into the barricade as well for good measure. Well, Cora Jade is in big, big trouble because Roxanne Perez has that announce desk set up here. You have to hope that Cora Jade can somehow get out of this one. Roxanne Perez on the announce desk. DDT through the table, head first. And the Prodigy stands tall. And finally, she's out of it. And the beatdown can stop, but I mean, what damage has been done? Cora Jade has been absolutely laid out here this evening. What on earth have we just witnessed?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jaida Parker. Jaida, moments ago we witnessed absolute chaos out there. Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez just tore each other apart, ending with Roxanne putting Cora through our announce desk. What are your thoughts on what's happening between those two?
Byron, let me stop you right there. I don't care about Cora Jade. I don't care about Roxanne Perez. That's their business, their drama, their emotions, their problem. Last week, I made my intentions crystal clear. I'm not here to get caught up in all that noise going on over there. I'm focused on one thing and one thing only: the Women's United States Championship. Chelsea can play champion all she wants, but deep down, she knows the clock's ticking. And when time runs out, she's mine.
Well, Jaida Parker with a clear-cut message. And ladies and gentlemen, as we move on with the show, we are into the Queen of the Ring tournament. Another quarter-final matchup here on Friday Night SmackDown. And the first woman involved in this fatal four-way match will be Nia Jax, a woman who we did see actually going after Chelsea Green for a period of time here in Universe Mode. But maybe now, Nia Jax may have her eyes on that WWE Women's Championship once again. Last year in 2K24's Universe Mode, Nia Jax held that title a couple of times. Can she be successful here tonight? And next up in this quarter-final of the Queen of the Ring tournament, we have the Queen herself. She is the self-proclaimed Queen, but now she enters into the Queen of the Ring tournament to try and actually gain that crown, place it upon her head, and become the official Queen of the WWE. It is Charlotte Flair, a woman who hasn't really had much of a sniff here in WWE 2K25's Universe Mode series. She's featured every now and then, but not very often here in Universe Mode. But as we look at the bracket of the tournament so far, we have over on Monday Night Raw, Naomi and Stephanie Vaquer. And then over on Friday Night SmackDown, Tiffany Stratton has already qualified for the semi-final. So whoever wins this matchup here tonight will go on to face Tiffany Stratton in the semi-final of the Queen of the Ring tournament, which will be held next week. And Charlotte Flair just enters into the ring here, playing up to the WWE Universe right now. We will be seeing Stephanie Vaquer taking on Naomi on Monday Night Raw in the semi-final of the Queen of the Ring tournament. And then on Friday Night SmackDown next week, we will be seeing the winner of this Fatal 4-Way take on Tiffany Stratton in the semi-finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament. The question is, will it be Charlotte Flair who progresses? Oh my word! Well, this is a huge opportunity for Blake Monroe, only on her second appearance here in WWE 2K25's Universe mode, after debuting back at Survivor Series in the 30-woman gauntlet match. Blake Monroe enters into the Queen of the Ring tournament, and we have actually seen her backstage, almost trying to make friends with Tiffany Stratton, it seems like. You have to wonder where Blake Monroe's intentions lie with that whole situation, but I'm sure that Blake Monroe probably has that WWE Women's Championship in her sights, I guess you could say. But the question is, can Blake Monroe be the woman to survive a Fatal 4-Way here tonight in the Queen of the Ring tournament? Some of the biggest stars in the division here. Oh my word. Business just picked up. The Eradicator is the final contestant in the Queen of the Ring tournament. So Rhea Ripley, you can clearly see she still is yet to recover from the vicious beatdown that she suffered at the hands of Lola Vice all the way back at Saturday night's main event. But the question is, will a Rhea Ripley who isn't 100% be enough to survive this Fatal 4-Way matchup here tonight? And the question is, if she does progress, then how are things going to play out in that semi-final match between potentially her and Tiffany Stratton? Of course, they were on the same side back at War Games, but after War Games, it seemed like Tiffany Stratton has almost had enough of trying to be the peacekeeper between Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. And Tiffany has made it clear that she's had enough of those two, and she's had enough of feeling like the babysitter. And Rhea Ripley didn't take too kindly to that, especially after the fact that Rhea Ripley came back early to contest or to compete inside of War Games for Tiffany Stratton. As this matchup gets underway, Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, Blake Monroe and Rhea Ripley all about to go head to head. So bell rings and we're underway here. So the Eradicator is taken down by Charlotte Flair almost immediately. Those two have quite a lot of history with each other. Blake Monroe though. Oh my word, a big knee to the face of Rhea Ripley, and you have to wonder, how is Rhea Ripley's orbital bone going to keep up in this type of matchup, especially after suffering a knee to the face that early on? Now Blake Monroe, hold on a second, Rhea Ripley looking to steal a victory here early on. And a pin broken up by Nia Jax. Now Rhea Ripley, a couple of strikes to the midsection here. Nia Jax though, oh, a big right hand taking Rhea Ripley down to the mat and targeting that rib cage which is taped up here. Rhea Ripley just being manhandled here by the irresistible force. There's now Blake Monroe off of the second rope into a missile dropkick, taking down the Queen. Charlotte Flair though fighting back now. Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax of course have a lot of history as well. Blake Monroe making only his second appearance here in WWE 2K25's Universe mode. A bulldog connecting to Charlotte Flair onto Blake Monroe. So as we stated, Blake Monroe did make her debut back at Survivor Series in that gauntlet matchup. She dropped face first into the turnbuckle pad, and now Charlotte Flair, into a neck breaker, connecting into Nia Jax. Rhea Ripley though. Oh my word, Blake Monroe just tossed across the ring by Nia Jax. As if she's just a bag of potatoes. And now Nia Jax planting Blake Monroe face first into the canvas here. Nia Jax now hoisting up Blake Monroe into a powerbomb. And Nia Jax is the one looking for the pinfall victory here. She's looking to steal it, but not even a 1 count found. Rhea Ripley wasn't quite aware of the situation there. It seemed like she was a little bit distracted, trying to inflict more punishment on the Queen, Charlotte Flair. Now Blake Monroe switches her focus over to the irresistible force, planting her on the back of her head. Rhea Ripley sent out of the ring. There's Blake Monroe now, sizing up. Oh my word, into a missile dropkick, sizing up Nia Jax, but into a roll-up now. Charlotte Flair looking to steal the win. Looking to surprise Blake Monroe there. Another dropkick connecting for Blake. Blake Monroe is holding her own in this matchup so far. Barely even between all 4 of these superstars. Charlotte Flair heads to the outside and gets the WWE Universe, or tries to get the WWE Universe behind her. Doesn't seem like the WWE Universe are quite too pleased to see Charlotte Flair. Same can be said about Nia Jax, as now Nia Jax looking to get the pinfall over Rhea Ripley. Is Rhea Ripley got enough to kick out here? She has. Rhea Ripley able to survive a little bit longer in this matchup here. There's now Charlotte Flair and Nia Jax in the corner, and that's not where you want to be if you're Charlotte Flair. Luckily for her, she found a big elbow, able to fight her way out of it, and looking for another dropkick there was Blake. Now Rhea Ripley. And Blake Monroe got caught there by Nia Jax though. And Blake now just waiting to seize the opportunity here, it feels like. Now Blake Monroe hooking the arms, hold on a second, into a DDT connecting onto the Eradicator. But Nia Jax back into the ring. Wise decision that. She saw that Blake Monroe connected with that DDT and she wasn't about to allow her to get the pinfall. That DDT is going to be a problem for Rhea Ripley because it's going to target that orbital bone here. And Blake could be about to... Oh my word, she may have been about to go for another one, and that could have been the matchup over. But Charlotte Flair rolling to the outside. Nia Jax, Blake Monroe and Charlotte Flair all on the outside here. As Nia Jax powerbomb into the apron and then into the steel steps goes the Queen. My goodness. And I mean, we must bring up the fact that Rhea Ripley was actually the woman who eliminated Blake Monroe back in that Survivor Series gauntlet matchup. Blake Monroe was holding her own. She was able to survive until around the 24th spot. And Rhea Ripley, the Eradicator, eliminated her from that matchup. And I mean, maybe that is why Blake Monroe is trying to get on the good side of Tiffany Stratton. Because maybe she has a little bit of a bone to pick with the Eradicator. But now Nia Jax sending Blake Monroe into the ring, and a big kick connecting by the Eradicator. He's getting a little bit arrogant and maybe even a little bit ignorant here. And now Rhea Ripley on the outside, another big kick, and Charlotte Flair the one looking to steal the win here, but Rhea Ripley quickly into the ring and quickly able to break up the count. So now Nia Jax grabbing Rhea Ripley from behind. And Charlotte Flair looking for the splash off of the top rope, and now Charlotte Flair could be the one in trouble. Oh, and Blake Monroe was maybe sizing up for that DDT once again, but Nia Jax thwarted that opportunity. Now, oh my word, the power of Rhea Ripley, but Nia Jax was able to turn it round, and a big kick there to follow. And hold on a second, Blake Monroe with an opening into a DDT connecting. Is she going to try and get the victory? Looks like she's not, which might be a wise decision. But at the same time, possibly not, because both superstars are standing, but they're in the midst of a bit of a brawl between each other. And hold on a second, powerbomb connecting for Nia Jax. And a big boot as well to follow. And now Nia Jax looking to get the victory here. But Charlotte Flair back to her feet, and it must be said that Rhea Ripley was actually eliminated by Kiana James back in that Survivor Series gauntlet match, of course, in the first Queen of the Ring tournament. We did see that Kiana James actually suffered a concussion in that one, and she's going to be out of action indefinitely. So I wonder how Bayley's going to feel about that. But off of the spear, Charlotte Flair looking for the victory and almost getting it on the Eradicator. She targeted those ribs. Once again, those taped up ribs. But Rhea Ripley is able to keep on fighting on here. Blake Monroe now looking for a weapon from underneath the ring. Grabs a kendo stick into play, but Charlotte Flair and Blake Monroe brawling on the outside as Rhea Ripley setting up for the Riptide, connecting onto Nia Jax. Blake Monroe into the ring though, and she's the one that's able to break up the count, and Rhea Ripley looking absolutely furious at Blake Monroe right now, because Blake may have just cost the matchup for Rhea Ripley as Charlotte Flair takes a cheap shot there on the apron. And Charlotte Flair now bringing a steel chair into play. Rhea Ripley now looking to get the pinfall with her feet on the ropes, but Charlotte Flair now into the natural selection, connecting on Nia Jax. Couple of big right hands by Rhea Ripley takes Blake Monroe down to the mat. And Rhea Ripley heading up to the top rope. Charlotte Flair off the second rope. Rhea Ripley looking for a frog splash, couldn't connect with it. Now Blake Monroe the one into the cover with her feet on the ropes, but Charlotte Flair once again, the woman who's able to break up the count. Blake Monroe now planting Charlotte Flair. Rhea Ripley trying to take out Blake Monroe from behind, but Blake able to reverse it until into a submission hold here. It seems like, oh my word, Nia Jax just absolutely ragdolling Blake Monroe. And now Rhea Ripley with a baseball bat in hand. That's not the sight that you want to see, especially if you are an opponent of hers. And now Nia Jax with Rhea Ripley in the corner, and Rhea Ripley's in big trouble. Oh my word, I think she's been busted open here. That orbital bone clearly hasn't fully recovered. And now Nia Jax about to crush the rib cage of Rhea Ripley. And for the victory, oh my word, 2 pinfalls at the same time. But Blake Monroe almost getting the victory by pinning the Queen, Charlotte Flair. And luckily for Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair had enough in the tank just to kick out. And oh my word, baseball bat to the head. A swing and a miss there for Blake Monroe, but Rhea Ripley, a couple of big right hands and a drop kick as well. Rhea Ripley now just waiting to seize the opportunity here, now rubbing some salt in the wound of Blake Monroe here, but Nia Jax lying in wait with that kendo stick in hand, targeting the rib cage again. Rhea Ripley though trying to fight through the pain here. Oh my word, Rhea Ripley sizing up. Nia Jax once again, Riptide connecting. And this time Rhea Ripley doesn't go for the pinfall, which might be a wise decision because Charlotte Flair and Blake Monroe were both there. And you'd have to think that they would definitely break up that count, but now Rhea Ripley going up to the top rope once again. Charlotte Flair with that kendo stick in hand, big body splash connecting. I'm not sure that's the wisest decision for Rhea Ripley because she's going to, of course, hurt her ribs a little bit more off of the splash. But now Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley, the only 2 left standing. Blake Monroe slowly making her way back to her feet. Nia Jax as well. Big slap there from Charlotte Flair and a boot to the face of Blake Monroe as well. Oh, and a big chop there by Charlotte Flair into the natural selection for Charlotte Flair, hooking a leg for the victory. Is she going to do it? No. Blake Monroe is able to break up the count quickly back to her feet and saving the matchup for both herself and the other competitors in this one. So who is going to be the superstar to progress in the Queen of the Ring tournament to take on Tiffany Stratton next week? Will it be Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, Blake Monroe or Rhea Ripley? You have to think that whichever superstar it is, that will be one heck of a matchup. Of course, Tiffany Stratton has all that history with Nia Jax from WWE 2K25's Universe mode, where she was actually a special guest referee back at Cyber Sunday, and she was able to cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase, taking advantage of the opportunity and cashing in on Nia Jax to become the WWE Women's Champion. So Nia Jax, I'm sure, would love to seek some sort of revenge and maybe even eliminate Tiffany Stratton in the next round of this Queen of the Ring tournament. Now Rhea Ripley now, some big elbows to the jaw of Blake Monroe. Charlotte Flair just taking in the moment inside the ring. Now Rhea Ripley talking some trash to Charlotte Flair. She wants to go at it, and Charlotte Flair could be in trouble here. Rhea Ripley riptide onto the baseball bat, spine first. And is Charlotte Flair going to be able to kick out here? She is just about. Blake Monroe got into the ring, but I don't think she would have quite had enough time to maybe break up that count there. A steel chair to the back of Rhea Ripley as well. I'm sure that's not going to do her any favours with the Eradicator, but hold on a second, another DDT connecting for Blake Monroe here. There's Rhea Ripley now. Blake Monroe up on the top rope. What is Blake thinking here? Blake Monroe planning something here. She decides against it. And well, she's screaming at Rhea Ripley here. She believes that Rhea Ripley was trying to copy her by going up onto the top rope on the other side, but the power of the Eradicator there. And now Charlotte Flair trying to steal the win off of that maneuver. I'm not sure how wise that was for the Queen. And now Charlotte Flair, well, she could be in trouble because she's been caught here. And well, now Blake Monroe, oh my word, I thought that maybe she was about to take a page out of Rhea Ripley's book there, but she turned the tables on all of us. And now Blake Monroe heading up to the top rope. Charlotte Flair could be in trouble here. Rhea Ripley though, trying not to allow Blake Monroe any kind of offense there. Charlotte Flair a little bit dazed. A big knee to the midsection. And Charlotte Flair, oh my word. Rhea Ripley's been caught into the DDT. Blake Monroe into the cover. Is this going to be enough? Planting Rhea Ripley face first, and hold on a second. Blake Monroe has just pinned the Eradicator. Well, what a victory that is for Blake Monroe on her SmackDown debut. Of course, not her WWE 2K25 Universe Mode debut, but this means that next week it will be Tiffany Stratton taking on Blake Monroe in the semi-final of the Queen of the Ring tournament. Oh, hold on a second. Well, look who it is. The WWE Women's Champion.
This isn't good. This isn't good at all. I mean, what the hell am I supposed to do now, huh? Kiana's out. She's the one with the plan. She's the one with the details. She's the one who makes sure everything goes right. And now what? Now it's just me and you. No. This wasn't supposed to happen. Not now. Not when we're on top. Not when we've got everyone right where we want them. Tiffany, Bianca, Rhea, they're supposed to be broken. But now I've got to figure this all out by myself. No Kiana to steer the ship. No one to cover every angle. This isn't how it's supposed to go. Hey, where the heck are you going?
Well, the Initiative are crumbling. And ladies and gentlemen, as we move on with the show into the main event of the evening, we have the King of the Ring tournament, the quarterfinal, and we have Damian Priest, the former Winged Eagle champion, the first superstar making his way down to the ring in this quarterfinal matchup. So Damian Priest could potentially be looking to maybe win the King of the Ring tournament and perhaps maybe get back towards that Winged Eagle championship. But Damian Priest is going to have to survive a fatal four-way matchup here tonight. And the thing with Damian Priest in this Universe Mode series is he has been a real force to be reckoned with. At the start of the series, he was undefeated until Saturday night's main event, where Dirty Dominic Mysterio pulled the biggest upset and was able to win the Winged Eagle Championship and take it away from the Punisher, Damian Priest. Oh my word. Well, speaking of Dirty Dom, he's the second man into this matchup here this evening. Another former Winged Eagle champion here in Universe mode. Unfortunately for Dirty Dominic Mysterio, his first title defense was against the Viper, Randy Orton, back at Survivor Series. And Randy Orton was successful in taking the championship away from Dirty Dom. So Dominic Mysterio here in Universe mode is a former Intercontinental champion and also a former Winged Eagle champion. So Dirty Dominic Mysterio has a taste for gold, and I'm sure that he probably wants to get back to the top of the mountain. And you can see he is repping Eddie Guerrero's gear here this evening, paying homage to the late great Eddie Guerrero. But Dirty Dominic Mysterio may even argue that he's paying homage to his actual real father. But as we look at the tournament bracket, so far we have Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns over on Monday Night Raw who have qualified, and Karrion Kross on Friday Night SmackDown was able to survive a fatal four-way which involved Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, and none other than the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. And we did see earlier on this evening Karrion Kross trying to play some mind games with both Cody Rhodes and the greatest of all time in John Cena. But I mean, we'll have to wait and see whether Karrion Kross can maybe pull a big upset here in Universe mode. Especially this year in 2K25, we've seen a lot of upsets so far, so you can't really bet against Karrion Kross in this one. Of course, he won't be in action here tonight, but this man, the former United States champion, 2 times in WWE Universe mode. It is one of the greatest luchadors on the planet here today. It is Penta, who's getting his opportunity inside the King of the Ring tournament. So he has been chasing that United States Championship ever since 2K24's Universe Mode series. As we stated just a moment ago, he has held that title twice, but unfortunately for him, he hasn't actually held that title for very long on either occasion. Well, it must be said that back at Survivor Series, well, at least last week, we saw some footage from backstage which Rey Mysterio, the general manager, had shown to Penta, and it seemed like El Grande Americano was attacked by El Grande Americano. So you have to wonder, did Penta lose his championship to the #1 contender, or was it an imposter? Well, Penta may not have to worry about that after here tonight. And here is the greatest of all time. It is John Cena. We saw him earlier on this evening talking about the fact that the farewell tour seems to be weighing on him.
Time to do it one time again. Let's go to work.
So John Cena is feeling the pressure of the farewell tour, and he's even beginning to doubt himself. Maybe feel like this was all one big mistake. But John Cena also stated he has one final opportunity to try and head to SummerSlam in the main event, and that is this King of the Ring tournament. So the question is, will John Cena, the greatest of all time, on his farewell tour, be able to progress in the King of the Ring tournament? This is going to be a tough task though. Former world champions involved in this matchup, and even a former 2-time United States champion in Penta. Can John Cena overcome the odds? So Damian Priest, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, Penta, and the greatest of all time on his farewell tour, John Cena, all about to battle it out in the final quarter-final matchup of the King of the Ring tournament. So all the spots are now filled for both the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring tournaments. But Penta you could argue, has a huge opportunity here this evening, because if he is victorious, he could definitely propel himself up towards the World Championship, and he could maybe even fight for that Winged Eagle title, or maybe even challenge the final boss, who we did actually see last week on Friday Night SmackDown attack Randy Orton. And we are still yet to hear from Randy Orton here this evening. He is in the building, so you can bet your money on the fact that Randy Orton is most likely going to have an appearance here tonight. Dirty Dom looking to get a victory, another pinfall victory over Damian Priest here. I'm sure that would rub more salt in the wounds of the Punisher. Now Dirty Dom and Penta going at it head to head. That'll be one heck of a matchup between those two luchadors. Dirty Dom, of course, calling himself the king of the luchadors. I'm not sure whether Penta would agree with that. Quite a kendo stick to the rib cage of John Cena there. As now Damian Priest into the cover, looking to get the pinfall over Dirty Dom, but Penta back into the ring, met with a clothesline by John Cena. Almost taking the head off of Penta there, and the mask as well, and a big elbow striking the jaw of Damian Priest, but Damian stays standing. And hoisted up by Cena and then planted down to the mat. And John Cena now just taking his time here, eyeing up the options, and now going after Damian Priest. I'm not sure if we're going to win a power struggle there, but I guess if anyone's going to win a power struggle, it will probably be the greatest of all time in John Cena. He's able to fight out of the clutches of Penta here. And now Penta sent over the top rope, finding a big reversal there on the apron. John Cena getting attacked almost from every direction here. There's Penta. And John Cena asking the crowd to shush. Big slap across the chest, and you could hear it echo through the stadium, even over all the chants from the crowd. Crowd seemingly didn't get the message to be quiet so that we could actually hear that slap and fall, but could still hear it over this WWE Universe here. It's now Dirty Dom with a kendo stick in hand, striking the head of Damian Priest, and now Penta sending Dominic Mysterio into the corner here. So it must also be said that if Penta is able to get a victory in this matchup, whoever he pins, he would have pinned the former world champion. So that would definitely propel him up the card into that world championship title picture. Dirty Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest pretty much asserted themselves into the world title picture here in 2K25's Universe Mode Series. Just top form from both superstars, as Damian Priest has just dropped on the back of his head there by Penta. And Penta now targeting the greatest of all time in the corner. Now a bit of a brawl going on between all of these superstars here. Who's going to get the upper hand? Penta, for a moment, I thought may have been thinking about going for that Mexican Destroyer, but luckily for John Cena, he decided against it and went for a powerbomb to the knee instead, targeting the spine of John Cena there. Was Penta, as John Cena now just cranking away at the neck here of Penta. And now John Cena, big strike to the midsection of Dominic Mysterio, but Dominic Mysterio now, oh my word, eating a kendo stick off the face by Damian Priest. Damian Priest is not shy to move away from those weapons. He loves to utilize anything that he can get his hands on. Dominic Mysterio now just showing some disrespect towards all the other superstars in this matchup. Damian Priest though into a suplex and then a clothesline connecting. Damian Priest could be perhaps maybe trying to get back that type of form that he had before. Dominic Mysterio though on the outside, pleading with John Cena as he runs away now and into the ring, and now suicide dive by Dirty Dom, catching John Cena off guard, and inside the ring a clothesline by Damian Priest, who could be about to get the victory here. Into the cover, Damian Priest to progress, but no. Enter the man that's able to kick out this time and keep this match alive. John Cena now sending a steel chair into the ring as Dirty Dom tries to pick the bones of the two superstars who are inside the ring and on the mat. Dominic Mysterio taking Penta down to the canvas, and then a standing moonsault The athleticism on display by Dirty Dom here. And John Cena into the ring, a big right hand there by Damian Priest, busting open Dirty Dom. Oh my word. I thought for a moment there we may have been about to see a tombstone power driver by Damian Priest. But luckily for Penta, Damian Priest decided against it. And Damian Priest able to avoid that strike from John Cena. Oh, and avoid that super kick as well. But now Dirty Dom into a roll-up, a small package, looking to steal the victory, but Damian Priest able to power out that time. And Damian Priest trying to get the WWE Universe behind him, and oh my word, look at the athleticism of Dirty Dom. This is exactly why he's a former Winged Eagle champion. It looked like John Cena was about to maybe go for that attitude adjustment. Damian Priest swinging that kendo stick around, and I believe he may have busted open Penta here. Steel chair to the back low by Dominic Mysterio. A swing and a miss to John Cena as well. Now John Cena with a Uranagi planting Dominic Mysterio. And John Cena trying to maybe get into his Super Cena type of form and momentum. But Penta now with a roll up from behind on Dirty Dom. Jessica Carr taking her time to get in position though, and that may have cost Penta in this one, because that was a good opportunity for Penta, a good moment to try and take advantage. As now, hold on a second, Penta driver connecting to John Cena onto the edge of that steel chair, upper back first, Penta into the cover here, but a kick out found by John Cena. Cena still able to power out and keep this match alive for both himself and the other contestants involved here. So Penta and Dirty Dom going back and forth. Damian Priest just watching on, trying to pick his moment. Kendo stick to the face again of Dirty Dom, breaking another kendo stick across the back of the head of Dirty Dom. John Cena slowly back to his feet, but Damian Priest almost getting the victory. Oh my word. Attitude adjustment connecting out of absolutely nowhere, and Cena quickly into the cover. But Penta is the man that's able to break up the count this time. Penta now driving a knee into the back of the head of Cena and switching his focus over to Damian Priest here. Dominic Mysterio with that kendo stick in hand, striking the ribs of John Cena there momentarily. Penta though lifting Cena up, and then another powerbomb to the spine. And all this damage is not going to be good for Cena going forward, even if he is able to progress in the King of the Ring tournament. Especially the fact that Karrion Kross is the man that's waiting for whoever wins this matchup. And of course, Karrion Kross would have an extra week of recovery compared to whoever qualifies here tonight. Now, hooking the leg there was Damian Priest looking to steal a victory. Dominic Mysterio again paying homage to the late great Eddie Guerrero. And now John Cena looking to steal a win into a roll-up, but Dirty Dom is there. John Cena seemingly getting a little bit desperate here this evening. Could that perhaps maybe cost him? And now, Damian Priest finding a reversal. John Cena may have been looking for that attitude adjustment, but Damian Priest just seems to be one step ahead of him at the moment. Is now into a roll-up here. And Damian Priest, instead of breaking up the count there, he decided to go for a clothesline on John Cena, which is an interesting choice. But now, Dominic Mysterio caught into the South of Heaven chokeslam. And while Penta thought for a moment, may not have been thinking about breaking up that count, but luckily for both Cena, Penta, and even Dirty Dom, he decided to go and break up that count. But Penta also removing his glove here. And now Penta driver connecting to Dirty Dom. John Cena with the prime bottle in hand. And well, John Cena could be about to try and steal the win here. I mean, he's going for the pin on Penta. I'm not sure how wise that was, because he could have maybe got the victory if he went for the pinfall over Dirty Dom. And now, into a sidewalk slam there by Damian Priest. Damian Priest now with a baseball bat in hand. As Penta could be looking for a suicide dive here, but I'm not sure he's going to have enough room to do so. He can't quite. And Dirty Dom was able to move out of the way anyway. Now Dominic Mysterio, it seems like maybe a prime bottle in his hand. Penta not about to allow him to use it. And driving a knee into the shoulder there of Dirty Dom. So, of course, as we've stated before, Penta is the only man, hold on a second, who hasn't held a world championship in universe mode so far. So you could argue in some ways he may be the underdog. Jessica Carr may have just been caught off of that attempt to break up the pinfall there by Penta. I'm sure he didn't mean it. But now, Penta with Dirty Dom in his clutches. And Dirty Dom driven down shoulder first into the knee again. Penta able to use any part of his body as a weapon. Oh my word, and a bit of a modified attitude adjustment delivered to John Cena by Penta. And Penta is feeling it right now. Damian Priest, though, not about to allow him to continue his momentum. So now Damian Priest just looking to take control of this matchup. Kendo stick in hand once again, and Penta, oh my word, into the Mexican Destroyer. John Cena, though, taking Penta out from behind, and now John Cena, is he going to steal the victory here, perhaps? Into the cover, hooking the leg off of the Mexican Destroyer, but Jessica Carr a little bit slow into the count there. You could maybe say that is potentially due to the fact that she got struck earlier on by Penta, of course, probably by accident, but hold on a second, another Penta driver connecting. And John Cena is in big trouble. Penta decided not to go for the pinfall, though. He may have been thinking about perhaps maybe going for that Mexican Destroyer, but Dirty Dom decided against it. There's now Dominic Mysterio taking everyone out off of that springboard dropkick and into a neck breaker as well. Dirty Dom has a big opportunity here. But John Cena and Damian Priest slowly back to their feet, so Dominic Mysterio may have missed out on that big opportunity right there. As now Dominic Mysterio targeting John Cena. Dominic doing very well at staying in control of this matchup so far. And a disrespect to the greatest of all time here. Damian Priest, though, was trying to get in there, but Dominic Mysterio is just absolutely controlling this matchup, breaking a kendo stick across the ribs. Now into the cover, but Penta quickly back into the ring here. He's able to get into the ring with enough time to break up that count, but I believe that Damian Priest may have actually kicked out himself there. Big super kick connecting for the Punisher, Damian Priest. He takes out John Cena as well. He's now Penta sent off the ropes here, planted by Damian Priest. Hooking the leg is Damian Priest here, but Dominic Mysterio the one able to break up the count this time. Now Dominic Mysterio, interesting bit of offense that, and now off of the springboard, looking for maybe a DDT there. Dominic Mysterio finding a reversal once again. Off of the ropes goes John Cena, is taken out by Dirty Dom, who followed him there. And Dominic Mysterio maybe thought for a second that he may have been thinking about maybe stealing the victory off of the Razor's Edge there, which connected to Penta, but now up to the top rope, Dominic Mysterio, frog splash connecting. John Cena slowly back to his feet. Is he going to be back in the ring in time? Dominic Mysterio trying to utilize the ropes, putting his feet on the ropes. That could have maybe been the end of this matchup right there, because Penta suffered a lot of damage. Into the corner, Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio building some momentum here. Could be his night here tonight. And what an upset that would be, especially for John Cena, who has stated that this could potentially be his final opportunity to head to SummerSlam in the main event. Now, Penta, for a moment I thought may have been going for that Mexican Destroyer, but instead going for that powerbomb. Luckily for Cena once again. Super kick connecting to the midsection by Dirty Dom. John Cena slowly back to his feet, but Dominic Mysterio making sure the greatest of all time stays down into the cover. Dirty Dominic Mysterio to get the victory, but no. I'm not sure if Damian Priest was the man that broke up the pinfall, or whether John Cena was able to kick out there. But regardless, the match goes on. Dominic Mysterio trying to lift up Cena, but he couldn't quite do so, and John Cena showing him how it's done into the attitude adjustment, hooking the leg for the victory. No, Dominic Mysterio at the last possible second able to get the shoulder up, and that could potentially be the opportunity that John Cena needed. That may have just gone up in smoke. But John Cena now Switches his focus over to Damian Priest here. Now John Cena looking desperate into the cover. Hooking a leg on Damian Priest, but Dirty Dom once again able to break up the count this time. Dominic Mysterio looking to try and get control of this matchup once again as he did previously. Dominic Mysterio into a code red. And oh my word, Penta into a modified attitude adjustment again. And then able to break up the count. Dominic Mysterio trying to steal a victory amidst all the chaos. And now Penta with Damian Priest in position. Penta driver connecting as John Cena drives Dominic Mysterio off of the apron. And now John Cena, oh my word, he's going to try and steal the win here off of the Penta driver. Penta out on the apron, playing up to the WWE Universe, but Damian Priest just had enough time to recover and able to kick out. The time that it took John Cena to deal with Penta and Dirty Dom may have saved Damian Priest and into a South of Heaven chokeslam. And John Cena needs one of the other superstars to save him, and luckily they do so. Oh my word, Dominic Mysterio in trouble. Mexican Destroyer connecting for Penta. And interestingly enough, not going for the pinfall is Penta. And Damian Priest was a little bit distracted there for a moment, but Dirty Dom wisely rolling to the outside. Really a smart decision by him. As now Penta with John Cena in position again for the Penta driver. And I mean, the amount of damage that John Cena has taken in this matchup, if he is able to survive this one, then well, you got to say that Super Cena is definitely back. But Penta almost getting the victory just there off of that Penta driver. There's now Damian Priest hanging Penta up on that top rope. John Cena in the corner here, just targeting Damian Priest. Able to dodge out of the way of that attack by Priest. And finding a big reversal. Dominic Mysterio trying to get himself involved, but John Cena and Damian Priest are too focused on each other to pay any kind of attention. As John Cena now the power dropping Damian Priest from up above over his head. As now Dominic Mysterio off of the frog splash looking for the victory, but John Cena is able to break up the count here. Well, who on earth is going to progress in the King of the Ring tournament here this evening? Could be any one of these superstars. John Cena alone in the ring with Penta right now. Big right hand to Penta. Into the cover, hooking the leg, but Damian Priest is back into the ring and able to break up the count again. It's so difficult in a fatal four-way situation to find the opportunity, oh my word, to get the victory. And oh my goodness, the disrespect from Dirty Dom to the greatest of all time with that prime bottle. Dominic Mysterio, it seems like he has something out for John Cena here this evening. He may be thinking about possibly trying to get the victory by defeating John Cena here. By getting the pinfall on the greatest of all time. And now Dominic Mysterio could be sizing up for the 619, but it looked like Penta put the brakes on that one, and John Cena even stopped Dominic Mysterio from going off of the springboard there. No, Damian Priest was going for that South of Heaven chokeslam. And now Dirty Dom sizing up for the 619 once again. This time connecting onto Damian Priest, busting him wide open. And Dominic Mysterio into a dropkick, not quite connecting with all of it on Penta just there, looking for a European uppercut. Couldn't quite find it. Now John Cena on the outside with a baseball bat in hand, just taking his time here. As Dominic Mysterio and Penta into a backstabber in the corner. And Damian Priest heading to the outside, and Penta as well. Oh, and John Cena just tossing that baseball bat. Not sure who he connected with there. But Dominic Mysterio inside the ring has a big opportunity. He could be about to get the victory in the way that he had dreamed and hoped for. Dominic Mysterio up to the top rope. Frog splash not connecting. John Cena though back to his feet here. Attitude adjustment. Damian Priest into the ring to break up the count, and John Cena, just when it looked like maybe he had the biggest opening of the matchup, Damian Priest just slammed the door on him. So again, you have to wonder who is going to be the man to survive this matchup. I mean, all four superstars are laying it all out on the line. None of them want to give an inch here. Big stakes for all of these men. Could be their last opportunity to head to the main event of SummerSlam to fight for a world championship. Oh my word. Penta into the Penta driver onto John Cena. Dominic Mysterio on the outside, a little bit groggy here. And Penta, surprisingly, not going for the pinfall. Not sure what he's thinking here. Penta into another powerbomb to the spine. Definitely targeting the ribs and the spine of John Cena here. Penta now into the cover, looking for the victory here. Is it enough? No, John Cena able to power out Damian Priest, and Dominic Mysterio were too busy with each other just there to pay any kind of attention to Penta, who almost seized the opportunity and progressed in this King of the Ring tournament. As now Damian Priest planting John Cena face first into the canvas. And Cena could be in deep trouble. He's taken a lot of punishment so far. You can see the blood all over the ring, and I believe that a lot of that may have been coming from John Cena here. Perhaps also from Penta, because I believe he got busted open quite early on in this match. Now Damian Priest, south of heaven chokeslam connecting onto dirty Dominic Mysterio. Penta though into a sling blade connecting. Is he maybe going to take advantage? He's not. Penta could have had an opening there to maybe try and steal the win. But Penta going for the pinfall now, but John Cena is back to his feet here. He's able to break up the count this time. Penta though tossing John Cena to the side, slamming Cena down to the canvas. Now, oh my word, Penta driver connecting. Is that going to be enough? He's not hooking the leg, surprisingly. I mean, he may have seen that Damian Priest was about to make it back to his feet. Super kick connecting for Priest. Cena back to his feet. There's Penta now into a powerbomb, a knee into the spine of Damian Priest there. John Cena just lying in wait here. And Penta seems to be trapped in the corner at the moment, but and then John Cena here now into a roller, trying to steal the victory. Is it going to be enough? No. Penta though able to break up the count. Dominic Mysterio brought back to his feet here. John Cena tossing Dominic Mysterio over the rope, and he's able to find a reversal here now off of the springboard, looking for a dropkick, couldn't quite connect with it. Now John Cena, tossing Penta outside the ring. Hold on a second. Well, I believe Penta just hit a move onto Damian Priest, and John Cena has stolen the victory off of Penta here. And I mean, it's desperate times call for desperate measures, and the greatest of all time has progressed in the King of the Ring tournament, but at what cost here? So it does mean that next week we will be seeing John Cena taking on Karrion Kross on Friday Night SmackDown in the King of the Ring tournament. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we look to close out the show here on Friday Night SmackDown, we have the Winged Eagle champion. It is Randy Orton, a 15-time world champion here in the WWE. And Randy Orton has made it clear that he wants to be the man to earn that 17th world championship before John Cena. But as we stated before, that does mean that the Viper is going to have to lose that title potentially, and then maybe regain it back again a couple of times. But here tonight, Randy Orton seems very focused and definitely taking in the moment with his Winged Eagle championship, because last week the Viper was attacked by the final boss, and the question has got to be asked, why on earth did the final boss decide to attack the Winged Eagle champion, especially after a few weeks ago he made sure that Jacob Fatu was not going to cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase on this title, because the final boss made it clear that his championship is the only one that actually means anything here on SmackDown and in the WWE. But Randy Orton is holding that championship up proud. Let's see what he's got to say.
Last week, something happened that not even I saw coming. The final boss, The Rock, decided to make his grand return to SmackDown by attacking me. Now, I know what everyone's thinking. Why, right? I've been asking myself the same thing all week. Why would The Rock, the guy who hasn't been around in months, the guy holding the undisputed championship hostage in Hollywood, suddenly decide to make a statement on me? I mean, wasn't it The Rock himself who told his little werewolf Jacob Fatu not to cash in the Money in the Bank contract on this title? Because in his words, this championship was beneath him. So why, Rock? Why attack the Winged Eagle champion if this title doesn't mean anything to you? If it's supposed to be inferior to your little undisputed championship up there in the clouds? I'll tell you why. Because deep down, you know what this title means. This title is defended every week. This title's on SmackDown. This title's here. The only thing inferior about it is the fact that you're not the one holding it.
Hold on a minute. Well, it's the SmackDown General Manager. It is Rey Mysterio. What on earth is he doing out here? Well, I guess we're about to find out, but Randy Orton is clearly confused at the fact that the final boss attacked him last week, as we stated earlier. But let's see what the SmackDown General Manager has got to say here.
Randy, listen. I know you've got questions, and I've got answers. There is a reason The Rock attacked you last week. And the truth is, The Rock found this out before I did. Because of his position on the TKO board of directors, The Rock didn't attack you because of personal issues. He did it because of business. And when I say business, I mean Netflix. Yeah, Randy, Netflix. The WWE Universe already knows about the major deal WWE landed with Netflix last year. But what they don't know is that Netflix has finally put their foot down. They're demanding that WWE determine who the real, true, and only world champion is on SmackDown. And if we don't, they're threatening to pull the plug on the entire partnership. So, if anything is ever going to convince the final boss to lace up those boots again, it's not about pride. It's not about family. It's not about legacy. It's about business.
Oh my word. Well, it is Mr. Money in the Bank. Jacob Fatu is here. And we did see the final boss attack Randy Orton last week, but why is Jacob Fatu here tonight? I guess we're about to find out. He has that briefcase in hand. Is he going to cash in?
You talk too much, Randy. But let me keep it 100. Jacob, Fat 2, is here by orders of the final boss.
By his orders, huh? You sure about that? You sure your daddy isn't gonna pop up on that screen over there and make you tuck your little werewolf tail between your legs again?
You got jokes, huh?
Enough! Not here, not now.
Fine. You wanna run your mouth? Then let's see you run it next week. Ray, give me a match with this punk ass.
Jacob, are you saying you want to cash in your money in the bank briefcase?
Hold on a second. Well, Jacob Fatu seems to be considering it. Is he going to cash in the briefcase? The WWE Universe want to see it happen.
Nah, man. I ain't cashing in. I just want to dog walk his ass.
He's not cashing in because his daddy didn't say so.
And oh my goodness, Jacob Fatu has heard enough here. He pays homage to the final boss. But Randy Orton slithering to the outside. Probably a wise decision, that.
Make it happen, Ray. Next week, me and Orton.
Fine. You got it, Jacob. Next week, it's Randy Orton versus Jacob Fatu